What's that? Gibson's green screen's back? Yes, it is. My wrist is out of the cast. Finally, it's back in the splint. It's going to be in this for another 4 to 5 weeks, I think. The only downside is I can't do any exercise on it for like 3 months, which is really annoying because I really want to get back into the gym and back into football as well. But heyo, if it cures my wrist better, then that's what I got to do. Before we get into the review, though, I just want to thank everyone who has sent some very supportive messages to me, hoping that I recover well soon. I really do appreciate all of them. And let's get into the review. Keeper is the brand new movie from Osgood Perkins, and it stars Tatiana Maslany and Rossif Sutherland. In Perkins' brand new movie, Liz and Malcolm escape for a romantic anniversary weekend at a secluded cabin. When Malcolm suddenly returns to the city, Liz finds herself isolated and in the presence of an unspeakable evil that reveals the cabin's horrifying secrets. Keeper was one of those movies where as soon as I saw all of the trailers, I immediately wanted to go and see it. This was probably my most anticipated movie for the rest of the year because I really enjoyed Longlegs last year. The Monkey was fine earlier this year, but was enjoyable nonetheless. So I was very intrigued to see what Osgood Perkins cooked up next. And I went to go and see it yesterday. And unfortunately, this movie is one of the most disappointing movies of the year. It could have been so great. There were so many elements here that really could have worked. But as a whole, this movie is just a complete and utter mess. Let me get my positives out of the way first, though. This movie is shot really, really well. What I really like about Perkins' style is that he doesn't really have a style. You look at the way that Longlegs and The Monkey in this movie was directed, they all feel very distinct and feel like they were shot by 3 different directors. And I really like that a director has so much range when it comes to directing and shooting a movie. It really just brings some uniqueness to his films. I also think the acting overall was really, really strong. Tatiana Maslany is an incredible actress, and she really just shined in this movie. Rossif Sutherland, he's really good in this movie too. However, if I'm going to get into one flaw, those 2 actors don't really have that much chemistry, and I'll explain why in a minute. And there were a few scenes that were kind of effective. There's this one scene where Tatiana Maslany's character is on the phone, and we see something come out of the wall behind her, and she doesn't know it's there. That was kind of a tense scene, and there is another scene which is a bit spoilery that was okay. But other than that, I really did not enjoy this movie, and the big reason for that is because this movie commits the biggest sin that a film can make. It is so boring. This movie is a drag from minute 1. And I think the reason why it is so boring is because you do not give a crap about anything that is happening. The main characters are so dull and they really have nothing going for them that you're never given a reason to care. Even when they're put in a dangerous situation and there are weirder and more disgusting people around them, you still do not care about what is happening. And this movie really relies on you caring about this couple because they are the main drive for this story. They are basically in every single scene. And this is one of those movies where it plants seeds at a mystery and it slowly builds up to the answer. And I really love movies like that. But they only work if you care about the characters, and the answers to those questions and seeds are really, really satisfying. And I really do think these types of movies are really hard to get right because the answers sometimes ruin the entirety of the movie. You could really, really love what came before the answers, and then the answers come and it just ruins everything before it. But the thing about this film is that I did not care about anything even before the answers. And somehow, when the answers were revealed in this movie, the film just got a whole lot worse for me because the answers don't make sense whatsoever. They do answer a few questions, but I have more questions than answers by the end of this movie. And the biggest issue is that the movie doesn't know the answer to some of its questions as well. There's literally a line from a character in this movie where something weird happens and you really want to know why they're doing it, and he just goes, "Oh, I don't know how they're doing it." Well, bugger me then. Why are you writing this into the movie? If you don't know the answers to your own questions in your own story, then why did you write this story in the first place? It just felt like they had nothing to do for a bit, and they just went, "Oh, let's just cook up a script." It's like they were writing it as the movie went along, because this movie just feels so disjointed. And I understand the themes, the messages, the metaphors in this movie, but the metaphors and the messages are so shoved into your face that the film just completely forgets to write a compelling story. And the movie breaks the #1 rule of storytelling: show, don't tell. 98.9% of this movie's exposition is just told to you. Even when the answers are revealed, instead of revealing them in a really interesting way like Longlegs did, it just splurts them out, and it just gets so overwhelming. And again, what doesn't help is that the answers don't make any sense. It's like the writers just threw a bunch of post-it notes at the wall, and whatever stuck to the wall they just went with and added it to the movie. Like, for example, and I'm going to get into a spoiler here, because this is probably one of the most laughable things in this movie. There's these paranormal demon things. They're not demons, but I can't really explain what they are because the movie never bothers to tell you what they are. But for some reason, one of these beings has a really long neck that can extend and detract, and it's never explained why it can do that. And it's just there for no reason. And it was just the stupidest thing. Like, why does this thing have a long neck that can go around and, like, detract and raise? We just don't know. And the movie doesn't know either. And also, the villains of this movie do that one thing which I hate in horror movies, where they have a clear chance to complete their goal. Whether they want to kill someone, or capture someone, possess someone, whatever. They have the clearest chance to do it. And then they don't do it because, oh, something happens, just so we can extend the runtime of the movie. I absolutely hate it. It happens so much in this movie, and my friend really tried to defend it, and I get where he's coming from, but I'm sorry, I just couldn't defend how the demons or the entities or whatever they're called, what they did in this movie. This movie is just a 100-minute slog where it doesn't know the answers to its own questions. The only things that it has going for it is that it's shot really well and the acting is really, really good. And there are a couple of scenes that are kind of tense. Other than that, this movie is a drag. Guys, I cannot recommend this movie whatsoever. I understand what it was trying to say, the metaphors, the themes, I know that. But it does not convey those themes and messages in a really compelling way. You don't care about the characters, you don't care about what happens. The answers to the questions are so stupid. They don't even give you some answers because the movie doesn't know the answers to these questions sometimes. Keeper is not a movie I can recommend whatsoever, and I'm really upset that I'm saying that because I was so ready to love this movie. It looked really interesting, really cool, but it did not live up to the hype. So Keeper is one that you can just throw away, give it to someone else, let them keep it. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. For me now, Osgood Perkins really needs to slow down. He's had 3 movies in the course of a year. One was great, another one was fine, and then we get this movie. You just need to slow down. Take your time. Take the time to write a really compelling story that we can all enjoy. But guys, that is the end of this review. I hope you all enjoyed. If you have seen Keeper, do let me know your thoughts on it. Did you like it? Did you not? Have a good day, guys, and see you later.